Alrighty, Crystal Ball. Teach me your secrets. What does Netmarble have planned with the next update? I need content.
Give it to me.
What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. In today's video, of course, we are on the eve of the final day of the Soulcalibur 6 collaboration, and we have had a lot of requests for a particular video, so I figured that today'd be as good a day as any to get to that, and that, of course, is going to be what is going to come after the Soulcalibur 6 collaboration. Otherwise known as me pretty much just going off of memory on what is released in the past and trying to do my best to guess and estimate exactly what it is that Netmarble has in store for us. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So this is a very requested video indeed. We get a lot of requests here on the channel around these times when these updates are going to end, for our predictions on what is going to come next. I know you guys really like these videos, and hey, we have a pretty good track record here on the channel of calling these things correctly, or at least being pretty darn close to exactly what Netmarble has in mind. So hey, knock on wood that we continue that trend in today's video. But I wanted to take some time today to sit down and actually talk about what is going to come after the Soulcalibur collaboration, because there is a very good chance that tomorrow we are already going to know what is going to come next. So I wanted to go ahead and take the time today to just get our predictions out there, again, because we've had a lot of requests for this, and it tends to be one of the more requested videos here on the channel around these times. So we will do the send-off video tomorrow for the collaboration. I might even do some summoning in there. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I'm thinking, or that I'm going to do, but I don't know, I'm back and forth on it still. I think I've decided one day, and then the next day I'm like, do I really want to? We'll talk about that in tomorrow's video. But in today's video, I want to focus on what is going to come after the Soulcalibur collaboration. So typically speaking, we have a bit of a cooling off period for a couple of weeks after a collaboration. Now, there is going to be one detail that is going to potentially throw off our predictions here, and that is, of course, the fact that we are now into a new year. And if they have some sort of major plans in the works for us for the year of 2023 that they want to start kind of rolling out there, then they might start that after the collaboration with the next update. But I almost think that we're going to get kind of a tide them over or a cooldown update after this collaboration. And then after that couple of weeks, once that stuff ends, then we'll get the big next update, right? That'll involve the next banner more than likely, so on, etc. But we'll talk about all of that. So first and foremost, the most important thing, the most immediate thing, what is coming after Soulcalibur 6? I think that this cooldown update is more than likely, if we go off the trends that we've seen recently with this game, and by that what I mean is if we take a look at a character like the free-to-play Shizuru here, this character followed up the Guilty Gear and the Street Fighter collaborations respectively. This character has rerun. So I do think that there is a good chance based on that, and then the fact that we also had Kusanagi here follow up the Street Fighter collab, or the Tekken 7 collab rather, that there is a good chance that we could end up seeing with this cooldown update or tide them over update, whatever you want to call it. I think there's a very good chance that we could see a free-to-play character. Now, I don't know who that character could be. I'm sure it would be an EX character. It might even be a rerun of this guy. I don't know. There is that potential there. But when it comes to the next update, I really do think that more than likely we're going to just get just a couple of events, maybe not anything too crazy, maybe even something that might give away maybe tickets or something like that for the next EX banner. But really, I think that what we're going to get is we're going to get kind of a mini update post Soulcalibur 6, and it's going to involve probably some in-game events, which I'm not going to sit here and try and speculate on what those events would be, because that's too difficult to try and pinpoint. But I do think that we'll probably get a couple of events, and probably a new free character involved there as well. If I had to guess what that character would be, again, kind of like with the events, I feel like that's getting too deep into the weeds. We could see a Kusanagi rerun, or hey, we might even see somebody like Kung Furu or somebody like that, right? So we do not know what could happen when it comes to who it might be, but I do think that there is a very, very good likelihood that we'll probably see some sort of free character, or at least some Tide Them Over events between now and the next EX banner, right? So with that being said, that would mean that you are going to have at least a couple of weeks to save. You won't necessarily have to worry about having to jump right back into another banner within the next week. However, that isn't going to mean that your rubies are going to be safe for very long, because there is every chance in the world that after about a 2-week grace period there between banners, that they're going to grace us with whatever EX Volume 8 is at that point, right? That's the volume we're on at this point, right? I'm pretty sure that was the last banner we had with Haomaru, and Nakaruru was Volume 7, but with that being said, of course the last EX banner was Haomaru and Nakaruru, as I just mentioned. So that means that more than likely the next EX banner is going to be a new character with a lady character. This is something they've liked to do recently. Now again, we do have to have that same asterisk there of the fact that we are into a new year. So there is some chance that we could see some sort of major update or some sort of changing of that pattern going into the next EX banner with Volume 8. I could see that, but at the same time, I don't necessarily see a lot of writing on the wall for that quite yet. So with that said, I do think that it's probably more than likely going to be an EX banner that involves just a new character and a lady character. We've seen this pattern. This is something that we've seen time and time again over the past couple of months, and I really do think that there is every chance in the world that will continue again post Soulcalibur 6. Now, with that said, if they're going to change anything up, I don't think they're going to change it up right now as far as their pattern, or giving us or introducing to us something major that's new when it comes to breaking that pattern. I think that if that were to happen, it would more than likely happen in maybe a couple months' time, maybe if we're getting closer to the spring. But that's just me thinking out loud, and I could be reading way too much into that. We do, of course, have that dev video that came out a couple of weeks ago, where they talked about the fact that they are working on some new stuff for us, including reworking things like team relays, etc. So there's a lot of content that they're talking about working on, but of course it is Netmarble. They talk a lot about working on content, but then that content ends up taking forever. They also talked about the fact that they're working on trying to get us the next story chapter. So, I won't hold my breath for that. But with that being said, I do think that when it comes to Netmarble, they are creatures of habit. They do like to kind of tend to gravitate towards doing the same things and working off these patterns. And so I do believe that we're probably going to see exactly what I've just kind of outlined there to you guys. So if you're wondering about how to budget your rubies or what you should be budgeting for, then I think that that's probably the way that I would approach it going forward over the course of the next month or so. Is I would expect there to be some form of either free character or in-game events that are just going to be kind of Tide Them Over events between now and the next banner. Probably things that are going to give us tickets, or at least give us something there to hint towards the next banner for EX Volume 8. And then with that said, we'll probably even see a Ruby login to coincide with that as well for that. And then we'll probably get a new EX banner in a couple of weeks once that's run its course. So with that said, you guys, that's kind of what I'm expecting here as far as what the next updates are going to be. I don't think that we are going to see another EX banner imminently. I think that they're probably going to hold that off for a couple weeks. That tends to be the case. You guys can let me know in the comments section down below. When it comes to getting a new free-to-play character, I could definitely see that happening as well. However, with this new free-to-play Ivy being so powerful, and even the Cassandra being as good as she is, at the end of the day, they might just decide that they've been generous enough for the new year for right now. But we'll have to wait and see. I do think that there is a very solid chance that we'll see another free character. And that free character, you never know, could signify something coming up soon. But really, with that out of the way, my big concern right now, and the reason why I'm back and forth on these banners, is I've kind of gotten to the point with the roster for KOF 15 that they've danced around the characters that I want the most so much now that they have no other choice but to release some of the characters I've been waiting for with the next couple volumes. So that's why I'm very hesitant right now to really pull again, and that's what I keep coming back to, is the fact that I have characters like EX King, Shune, Mei Tenkun, all these different characters. Benimaru would be a lot of fun. I still want a Joe in this game. A new Terry would be amazing. There's so many characters that I want in this game that are on that roster that I could definitely see being one of the next couple characters, that it's very hard for me to choose to pull on these right now, especially considering the fact that while yes, the power creep is so great with these characters, and we've talked about that already, just imagine what it's going to be in a month or two from now, right? It only continues to ramp up, so I don't really necessarily feel the pressure. At the same time though, I really would like to at least try to go in the card banner one more time. But yeah, guys, at the end of the day, that's what I'm expecting, and that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to what I'm trying to prioritize right now. So I am still on the fence. We'll see. Tomorrow, if you ask me, it'll probably be a different answer. But I'm really back and forth on this again, because I do not want to miss out on, like, for instance, if they were to announce an EX King from KOF 15 and I were to be broke on rubies, I would be like absolutely heartbroken. So I'm kind of at a point right now where I'm trying to be very patient, and I'm trying to pick and choose my battles. But anyway, you guys, let me know in the comments section down below what you think is going to happen when it comes to these next upcoming events after Soulcalibur 6. Like I said, you guys know what my opinion is and what I predict. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Like, share, and subscribe on your way out. And until the next one, you all take care. Peace.
Continue.